Hi everyone and welcome to Newegg TV. My name is Paul and here next to me I have a shiny, new and still shrink-wrapped ASUS Transformer Pad Infinity. Now, this point in the video is usually where we do a close-up of the retail box, but ASUS has left a lot to the imagination apart from a picture of the product itself. So I'm just going to make you guys watch me remove the shrink wrap, and there you have it, a look at the box. Not a whole lot on here apart from some basic ASUS information. So let's get into the box itself and start looking at accessories once I get that out of the way. Now we have, of course, the tablet itself, and we're going to do lots of details on that. We also have this little pouch with some ASUS information. So there you go. This is the warranty card with your warranty information. And then you also have some information about ASUS tablets, which, let's take a look. User's manual, transformer pad, so some basic information. And this is specific to the Transformer Pad Infinity, but it'll tell you everything that comes in the box as well as some basic information about getting everything up and running. Apart from that, we have some additional accessories. These are all still nicely shrink wrapped, so you get a very nice little microfiber cleaning cloth, which can help keep your screen clean, also keep your fingerprints off of it as it tends to gather fingerprints over time. You also have this little charging plug, so they have a proprietary plug on the tablet itself, and then the other end is USB, so you can plug that into your computer to transfer information to or from it, or you can plug that into this little AC charger right there and plug it into the wall if you just want to charge the tablet itself. Speaking of charging the tablet, the battery on the tablet is 25 watt hours. It will give you up to 9.5 hours of actual in-use time, and that's with the standard power settings, even if you're watching a movie or something like that. And here is the Transformer Pad Infinity itself. Now there's some specs over here on the right side I'm going to go down, but some gritty details first off. This is a 10.1 inch tablet. The screen itself is 10.1 inches. The version that we have here is Amethyst Gray. It's also available in Champagne Gold, just like the Transformer Prime that came before it. Again, 10.1 inch screen, and one of the most fantastic things about this tablet is actually the screen itself. It's a 1920 by 1200 display. That's a 16 by 10 resolution that actually can go up to Super IPS mode. So it's a full HD IPS display. You can turn on Super IPS mode, and that will get you up to upwards of 600 nits of brightness. The display itself being 10.1 inches and 1920 by 1200 gives you 224 pixels per inch, and it's just a fantastic, crisp and clear display. And one of the biggest upgrades is this one compared to the Transformer Prime that came before it, which had a 1280 by 800 display. Now I'm going to go over some of these features over here on the right side. The operating system that this ships with is Android 4.0, actually 4.0.3 as of the initial shipments that are going out. That is Ice Cream Sandwich, which was designed specifically for, well, it's sort of the accumulation of the tablet and smartphone combination for the Android operating system. There's that information about the display that I was mentioning already. Super IPS mode is a mode you can turn on or off. So especially if you're going to be viewing the tablet outdoors or somewhere that's very bright, you can turn that on and give yourself better viewing brightness, especially in high ambient light environments, especially if you're going to be outdoors taking pictures or that sort of thing. It uses a Tegra 3, which is a quad-core system on a chip designed by NVIDIA. And this is a slight upgrade from the Tegra 3 that was in the Transformer Prime. This is the T33 version. It's quad-core, and it will run at 1.7 gigahertz maximum. So if it's just going to be running a single core, it can go up to 1.7 gigahertz. If it's running two or more cores, it can go up to 1.6 gigahertz. And then you have a few different other options. There's some power modes you can set that will throttle the Tegra 3's speed, and that can help to save some battery life, for instance. You also have the display covered and protected by Corning Gorilla Glass, and if you haven't heard of Gorilla Glass, it's one of the most durable coverings for any display, whether it's a smartphone or a tablet out there. You can scratch it all up, and it will almost never show any actual indications. It's a capacitive touchscreen, so you obviously with the tablet that's kind of necessary. And then you have actually two cameras on the device itself. So one is actually up here at the top, at the center, and that is a front-facing camera. So if you're going to do video chat or something like that, you have a 2-megapixel camera that's facing you, and then actually the nicer camera is here on the back. That is an 8-megapixel camera. It also has a built-in LED flash. Going back down this list on the side here, just to make sure I don't miss anything, you also get Sonic Master Audio, crystal pure sound reproduction by virtue of a couple speakers that are actually located here on the back on either side. You can sort of see the grill marks for that here. They're on either side, and they're downward facing, so bear that in mind if you're going to lay it flat on a desk or something to that effect. And then down here, the indication of the battery life, again up to 9.5 hours of use. And that's all that's on this little strip. So let's move on to some other information that's not listed there. Actually, what I should move into now is talking about some of the plugs on the device itself. So here at the bottom, you can see that proprietary plug. And one of the reasons that the ASUS line of tablets is called the Transformer series is because you can actually transform it with a sold separately keyboard dock. And the keyboard dock gives you some extra battery life, also gives you a full-size USB port, but that docks to it right with that plug right there. One of the cool things with this particular tablet as compared to some of the other ones is actually if you have a Transformer Prime and you already have the dock, this is compatible with the Transformer Prime dock. This being the TF700T will slot right into the existing Transformer Prime dock. So that's pretty cool. And then these are just some locks on either side to make sure it has a nice sturdy connection with the dock. Flipping around to this side, we have some additional plugs. There is an 8-inch audio jack right there, so you can use that to plug in your headphones. You also have a micro HDMI output right there, so with a proper HDMI adapter, you can route this right over to any HDMI capable display and output video. At the top here on the left side, you actually have the power button, so you push that to turn the tablet on or put it to sleep. On the opposite side from that, you have a volume rocker, so on either of those you can turn the volume up or down, of course. And that about does it for plugs on the device. Now the construction of this, and let me use the included rag here to wipe off some of my fingerprints. The construction is aluminum, and if you follow the tablets, specifically the ASUS tablets, one of the issues they had with the Prime that came before this was actually GPS and Wi-Fi reception, and that's actually partially due to the aluminum construction of the body, because aluminum is metal and provides a little bit more interference than, say, plastic. So that's why you actually have this slightly different colored strip at the top. This is a plastic strip, and while it is not the sort of nice radial grooved aluminum that you see down here on the body, this does provide better reception for the built-in GPS as well as the built-in Wi-Fi, which incidentally is 802.11 B, G, or N compatible. Just a few more hardware specs that I neglected to mention here. One is the weight of the tablet, which is 1.3 pounds. It's quite light. And also the thickness, which is 8.4 millimeters. And if you're familiar with the Transformer Prime, that was 8.3 millimeters, so it's just 0.1 millimeters thicker, partially due to the better screen that they've integrated with this one. Also, I almost forgot one of my favorite features, which is they've actually provided some expanded storage capacity, and that is right there with the micro SD card slot. So you can pop in a micro SD card right there, give yourself some additional storage. Again, that's on top of the either 32 gigabytes or 64 gigabytes, depending on the version that you purchase. This happens to be the 32 gigabyte version right here. Let's see, did I forget anything else? Oh yes, memory. Apart from the Tegra 3 system on a chip, you also have 1 gigabyte of DDR3 memory. That is another change from the Transformer Prime. It's DDR3 1600 memory, provides you a little bit extra memory bandwidth for some better responsiveness as you're tapping and moving between various screens. I'm going to turn on the Transformer Pad Infinity really quick, just to give you guys a quick demonstration. Now, if you're not familiar with the Android operating system, oh, hey look, there's a thing. You can pop it over to the camera if you want to, or you can unlock it. There, I unlocked it. So if you're not familiar with the Android operating system, I'm not going to really give a full tutorial right here, but essentially you have various home screens. You can pin widgets and apps and that sort of thing to them. that helps you keep organized. Now, one of the nice things that ASUS has done is they've gone with a fairly generic installation of Android 4.0. So you'll notice there's not really like a fancy skin that they've applied or anything like that. So that keeps it a bit more standard across the various versions. They have installed quite a few different applications. And actually, if I go up here, it will pull up my full list of applications. Just to list a few of them. Oh, look, this is still in guide mode, so it wants to show you how to add an application to your home screen. I'm going to hit OK. So here's a list of pre-installed applications right there. It includes Amazon Kindle, App Backup, App Locker. You have some file managers, Global Movie Studio, MyCloud, My Library, MyNet, Netflix, Polaris Office, which is actually a fairly useful productivity application. You also have Press Reader, Tegra Zone Games, which is over, well, I thought it was over there. Oh, it's right down there, which is a really great way to make use of the gaming capability of the Tegra 3 system on a chip. You also have Zinio's Magazine Reader. All these apps are pre-installed. Some of them you might find more useful than others, but you can always uninstall them if you don't like them. Now, if you want to get into all the gritty details of your tablet, you go into the settings here. Here's where you can access different Wi-Fi connections. You can also turn various settings on and off. Also, if you go back to the home screen here and you click the little tray in the bottom corner, there we go. It'll pop you up sort of a shortcut here. So here's where you can switch between IPS mode or Super IPS Plus mode. You can also activate, turn on or off your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi from here. So some easier shortcuts to use. And here's where you can also go between the power saving function, which will limit your Tegra system on a chip to about 1 gigahertz operating speed. You can also go to balance mode, which will sort of give you a performance and battery life, sort of a nice balance between the two. And then you can also go to the little fire guy here. Oops, it has me on IPS mode. So that's performance mode, and that's going to give you the maximum performance from your Tegra chip, but it will be at the expense of battery life. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Once again, this has been the ASUS Transformer Pad Infinity. This has been the Amethyst Gray version. It's also available in Champagne Gold. This has been the 32 gigabyte version. It's also available with 64 gigabytes of installed storage. And finally, if you are interested in making use of the Transformer feature, you can get the keyboard dock that's available, and it's the same keyboard dock that's used for the Transformer Prime. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. If you enjoyed today's video, you can head over to our Newegg YouTube channel where you can find more tech videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.